It's not necessarily that you're working with a demon and the demon caused you pain. It is what's inside of you that has caused you pain. That's the reason why you have pushed it down, because you want to deal with it. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel, Arcanum's Dark Light. This video, I'm just going to jump right in because I have a few things I want to share. So I'm making this video to kind of talk about, give an introduction to why I think it's good to work with the Qliphoth, or why I feel it works for me, because I just jump right into it on this channel. I didn't really set an introduction to it, so I wanted to do that, and also talk about why some people may resonate more with the darker side of things, some ways that you can tell that, and also talk about how you may want to, or how you can work with the Qliphoth if you are a beginner, and also share with you one of our books for our book club that I'm excited about, that I just received today. I'm so happy someone suggested this book. So if this is some of the things that you want to hear about, just grab a seat and let's go. Firstly, I want to kind of set the tone that these are things that are from my own personal experience. This is my personal gnosis. I take into consideration what has been taught thus forth, and what has been written, and other people's experience. I take all of that into consideration, but inevitably it's going to be what I feel works best for me, and that is what I'm sharing, my experience, my understanding, because maybe someone out there may resonate with it. So firstly, I want to talk about why I think working with the Qliphothic realm, if you are on the darker side of things, because I'm not sure that what I'm saying would resonate with someone that is on the right path. So why I think it's great to work with the Qliphothic realm is because, we talk a lot about shadow work, and I feel like this is shadow work times 10, right? So when you work with the Qliphoth is the shadow side of the tree of life. These spears are the shells, the shadows of the spears on the tree of life. And so this means it's one tree, but polarities of the tree. So you can't just, in my opinion, work with one side and not address the other. So the Qliphothic realm is all about the different levels of your psyche. And this is the way that I'm approaching it. This is the way that I work with it. And this is the way that I feel is important to me, because sometimes when you do shadow work is kind of, if you don't know where to even begin. Some people do shadow work and they don't know how to start, because if something's hidden and deep in your subconscious, you won't even know it's there to begin with. So it doesn't come out until you are triggered, right? So when you work with the Qliphothic realm, you aren't looking for what's in your subconscious. You are already working with this part of you, right? This psyche, this level of you. You're going into that level, you're going into that realm, and you're working with these energies. So if you are triggered, it's because you went into this realm to work with those energies. So this is a way that you can find out what is within your subconscious that needs to be worked on, versus you just, figuring out on your own, just trying to dig deep and ask yourself all of these questions. When you work with the Qliphoth realm, you are addressing your primal, right? When you enter into the Qliphoth realm, you are addressing those primal parts of yourself. And if you have a problem with that, then this is when it will be triggered. So this is why I think working with the Qliphoth realm has helped me, because it is making me address all of these different parts of my psyche. That's all of a part of myself, and working through these realms helps me traverse all these things to become whole, right? And I did begin when I was on the right side of things, working with the tree of life. But at some point, the spirits was like, this is when I spoke about having the going into the astral, into the underworld. At that point was when I took that pivot, because I wasn't meant to just work on that one side of things, right? I was meant to work on the darker side of things, but I needed to have the understanding of the tree of life, of the energy of these celestial beings, the celestial archetypes. So I did do that. I worked with that. And so I had to pivot and come to the darker side of things. So I was drawn to it, as I mentioned. I came over, I crossed over to the dark side and felt more at home. But it was because it was time for me to tap into those energies and tap into the shadows, because this is where my power truly lies, working within the realms of the underworld. So this is why I think working with the Qliphoth is something great. So if you're thinking about it, I don't think you should approach it with fear. I think you should approach it as an archetype. You're working through different levels of art. You're working through different archetypes. Your psyche. Approaching it that way in the beginning helps you, and then along the line, you'll get more familiar with these energies, and it'll just take form, take shape in a way that it should. That works for you. Um, are there things that you should consider caution with? Yes, I do agree, but I wouldn't approach it with fear. I would only approach it with just caution. Okay, let me make sure I know what this is before I do it. But you can do it. The other thing along with that is I feel like there's a way that you can tell whether or not your energy would resonate with these underworld energies. And most people kind of know because they're drawn to the darker side of things. But if you know in astrology, there are some elements of astrology that are in alignment with the underworld. For example, Pluto. Pluto is in connection with the underworld in astrology. So you can start there by looking at the placement of the planet Pluto and find out, you know, how that plays out for you in your birth chart and what area of life. So I think that is one telltale sign. And there is the asteroid Hades that I've recently found out about and done some research. So when I started looking at all of these elements that are known to in connection with the underworld, I began to look at other people's birth charts, go through these birth charts with finding out where those placements are, and it kind of made sense. It kind of like this, you can see the story of knowing how this person is and why they connect with these darker elements. So, and then you can see why some people didn't connect with the darker elements, right? Because of how those placements were. And I looked at one chart, and one chart had Pluto and Hades, the asteroid Hades, in the first house. So it was like, and then I know who that, I know that person, so I know what they resonate with. So it was really, really telling looking at, comparing the birth charts. So maybe take a look at your birth chart and find out what Pluto is at, what house it's in, what's it, what planets are by it, what asteroids are by it. And I have to look into what fixed stars may kind of give you an understanding of the underworld as well. But I think that's a great way to start to tell whether or not you're someone that resonates, your energy resonates with all things underworld. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is, and I'm sharing this because, one, if someone wants to join the book club over on Patreon, you can. We haven't started. We're starting this next week. We've already begun our other book, which is Mastering Magick by Matt. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. I'll put it on the screen. But Mastering Magick. But this next book, I also want to see if there's someone that has read it or knows about it and could share in the comments about the book. But it is The Witch's Key to the Legion, a guide to Solomonic sorcery. So this is what it looks like right here. But this book is full of imagery. It goes through different Solomonic practices, and it has the witches LBRP here. It has it goes through the 72 spirits of the Arshgoesha, and it even has with the demons that you want to use caution with. It has do not call. So I thought that was great. Of course, you use, your discernment, but having this do not call helps you to approach it with caution. You do extra research and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this book here. It has goetic correspondences here. I don't know if you can see that. But I think this was a great purchase. Goes to Solomon's Ring, the creation of the Legion, on the meaning and use of the seals. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this book. So I just wanted to share that in case anyone wants to come on over to join the book club and to be a part of that in Patreon. And all you have to do is join the first tier, which is $5 a month, and you join the tier for the book club, but of course you get all the other perks that comes with that tier. I just wanted to have a video here on this channel where I spoke about why I work with the Qliphoth and why I think it would be good for someone else if they were looking to work with it. The reasons why. It is a great source of delving into your subconscious and working through that. It gives you a map. It kind of gives you like the directions and the tools to help you work through and conquer some of those parts of yourself. Conquer all the parts of yourself if you work through it. Now, is it tough? Hell yeah. It is not just that you're working with demons. That's not the thing. At least for me, that's not the thing. The thing that's tough is working with yourself, right? There's a reason why things are pushed in the subconscious, because you don't want to deal with it. Some things are painful. So these are the things that get you in trouble. These are the things that get you trapped in the abyss because you don't want to deal with the things that are painful. And so that is what you have to work on, being okay with, knowing that when I go into this, some memories, some things that I've dealt with, some things that have traumatized me that come up to the surface because of the different levels and the different realms and the different parts of my psyche that I'm addressing. Some of these things are going to come up and it's going to be painful. It's not necessarily that you're working with a demon and the demon caused you pain. It is what's inside of you that has caused you pain. That's the reason why you have pushed it down, because you want to deal with it. But working through this process, going through the different levels of the tree and different realms, helps you address these things. It kind of gives you the map on how to do that. And the reason why I think you should work with the tree of life as well is because you can understand the high vibration of this element. You look at the right side of the tree, and you look at, okay, I was broken in this area. These are the shadows on the Qliphoth. Now, what do I have to work through to get me to the higher vibration of this element of this psyche? So, yes, I think it's the Qliphoth is something, a great tool to help you work through healing and becoming the greatest part of who you are, the greatest you, not greatest part, but the greatest you, your highest self. So that is all I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comments. Do go over and check out the Patreon. We have like about 3 or 4 Zooms a month at this point. But yeah, and if you want to join in on this book that I'm so excited to go through, do go over and check that out. And also, I will be putting a link to a blog that I just posted on my website about the underworld, and it goes through the mythology, through different cultures of the underworld, and it goes through my personal understanding and experience with the underworld. So I will put that link in the description as well. Until the next video, I love you all, and into the shadows.